Hello there, my name is Nate Jackson, the Eclipser, welcoming you to part 4 of our review of series number 7, Postwar Kurosawa, with Akira Kurosawa's The Idiot, Hakuchi. 1951, 166 minutes, black and white, monaural, and Japanese with optional English subtitles, 1.33 to 1 aspect ratio. I don't have much to say about this one, only because I don't want to reveal a lot of the plot, because I feel like the story is very important. Basically, it's a adaptation of Dostoevsky's The Idiot, and a lot of the story comes from apparently the backstory of the production of making this movie. But first, I'll just give you a little bit of a plot. It's about this guy. His name is Kameda, and he's played by Masayuki Mori. And he just got out of, I think, this mental hospital for, I guess he went insane after the war. And he got out, and he has, like, epilepsy. What's the one? Epilepsy. That's an epilepsy. And he meets this guy, Akama, who's played by Toshiro Mifune, and they both fall in love with the same woman, Taiko Nasu, who's played by Setsuko Hara. And what's interesting to note is that she gets top billing in the cast, but she's in about like maybe a fourth of the movie altogether. And so, I guess her presence, excuse me. Her presence made the movie, I guess. So, anyway, so I guess Akama ends up inviting Kameda over, and he ends up meeting Taiko. They see her her picture in a window, and he tells her who he is, and I guess Kameda ends up falling in love with her, and she's like supposed to marry some guy named Kayama, I think, or is it Tohara? I kind of lost track of like who's supposed to marry who and all that. And I guess Kameda's father, Ono, played by Takashi Shimura, is there. Although I don't even know if it's supposed to be his father. I was very, very confused as to whose father he was supposed to be. The father, I think he's the father of a girl named Ayako, who really likes Kameda and tries to, get him to marry her to no avail, because he really likes Kameda. He really likes Taiko, and Taiko ends up liking Kameda after he kind of tells her that he really, really likes her, and he thinks she's pure, even though she has this like torrid past and all that. And he doesn't seem to understand, he doesn't seem to understand, that she has this past and what it's about, and he's willing to overlook that. And because of that, she kind of like falls for him, and she, I guess, ends up getting a little jealous when Ayako falls for Kameda as well. Meanwhile, of course, Akama ends up, is really jealous about everything, and so there's a lot of jealousy going around, and a lot of it, I guess, falls on Kameda's way of looking at things due to his, I guess, quote-unquote, like, idiocy. I think that, of course, I think the term the idiot is very offensive, but, it's, I guess they only titled that because it's based on the Russian play, and the Russian play is, I guess, it's an antiquated term, or the term has been, evolved over time, But back in, the 17th or 18th century, whenever it was written, or the 19th century, it took on a different meaning. And so, the name just stuck, unfortunately. But yeah, I think my only criticism is that, well, here's the thing. Apparently, there were a lot of problems with the production. Apparently, Kurosawa filmed it to be over 4.5 hours, about at least over 4 hours long, like 4 hours and 15 minutes long. However, when it was shown to the executives, they thought it was, I guess they deemed it unwatchable or something, and so the film company oh gosh, I can't even pronounce their names. Shochiku ended up cutting down the film to about over almost 3 hours, basically. 2 hours and 48 minutes, basically. And against Kurosawa's wishes. And so the film seems to jump around a bit and seems to be missing something. And so that's why I feel like that's my only big criticism. Not criticism from what I saw, but from the final product. And I feel like a lot of that is, and none of that was Kurosawa's fault, but a lot of that was, film company's fault. And apparently, and it's one of those instances when all the cut footage is basically lost. When Kurosawa went back to the company to make Rhapsody in August, he looked for the film for the bits they cut, and he couldn't find it. So it looks like we'll probably never see the full version of The Idiot. So all we have is a butchered version, and because of it, I don't know. I can't guarantee, because it's a butchered version. I want to give it an A, but I don't know. I felt like it was hard to understand in a lot of places because of that. However, I did enjoy this to an extent because it's a Kurosawa film, and I thought Setsuko Hara in it, she barely never smiles compared to all of her other movies, and Mifune is amazing. Shimura is fantastic as well, and Mori just plays his part amazingly. I'm going to give this a B+. I thought it was very confusing, but again, that was because of the fact that I'm probably because of the fact that I'm seeing a shorter version of it. But for what it was okay. It was not bad. Still going to pick this up, and maybe when I watch it again, I'll get more of it. But for now, it's an interesting adaptation. Maybe it'd help if I read the original movie, the original novel. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Idiot, B+. Not bad, but damn it all, these damn the damn companies. I think that'd make it. I think with 4.5 hours, I think that would have made it Kurosawa's longest film. I think Seven Samurai is only like 3.5 hours long, and then Ron's pretty long, and Kagemusha is pretty long, but I don't think they're as long as what The Idiot would have been. So, oh well. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow for the final piece, I Live in Fear. And until then, goodbye.